More on this, Republican Congresswoman Diane Black of Tennessee. Congresswoman, welcome to the show. It's great to have you here. I have to ask you about this story that's just been breaking this afternoon. Apparently, the president is going to meet with what they're calling progressive talk show hosts. I think this is a lot of talent from MSNBC that's going to parade through the White House. President going to sit down with them. Are you getting the sense here that maybe the president's meeting with a few too many people? Shouldn't we just get the job done on the fiscal cliff?
I couldn't agree with you more. I have really felt very discouraged that since the election, the president has spent more time campaigning maybe than he did at the beginning of his campaign. We need to have serious negotiations. We need to have our leaders, and the president was elected by the people. He needs to sit down now and be a leader, along with our leadership, Speaker Boehner, and really start talking seriously about these plans.
Well, we've had small business in, we've had big business in, we've had the governors in. I mean, who is left for the president to talk to?
Well, we've also found that the president was out at various businesses and encouraging the electorate to send us tweets about what he wants. And that is not the way that you get a negotiation going, by talking about this in the public as he has. He needs to sit down with the leadership of the House and the leadership of the Senate, and he needs to be the leader on this. We are not seeing leadership here, and this is very, very discouraging.
I want you to respond to what Nancy Pelosi had to say about hostage taking today. Pretty dramatic comments. This is Nancy Pelosi.
The Republicans are saying that rather than passing that, they want to hold it hostage to giving an additional tax cut to people making over $250,000 a year. That's not negotiating. That's hostage taking.
Congresswoman, how would you respond to that?
Well, I would respond by saying that it's just the opposite of that, in my opinion. The hostage taking right now is that this president has drawn a line in the sand, and he's only talking about one side of this equation. We have a spending crisis here in Washington. We are spending currently $1 trillion more each year than what we're bringing in. This president, under his first 4 years, increased the size of our federal government spending by 25%, and now he's asking for more stimulus money. He's asking for unfettered control of raising the debt limit. This really is a hostage situation, and this is not what the American people need. It's not what we need as a nation. We have 25 million Americans looking for jobs, searching for jobs. We don't need to add additional taxes.
Well, but Congresswoman, look. The American public is going to blame your party, the Republicans. Some 53%. It says if the fiscal cliff happens, if we fall over the edge, Republicans are to blame. Only 27% blame Obama. I mean, how do you square that? You say you're on the right side, you say you're trying to do things, and yet the public certainly doesn't see your effort.
Well, I think one of the things that's so difficult for me is that the media, and I'm not talking about you in particular, I'm just talking about the general media, has really fallen into this rabbit hole of only talking about this one issue. If we were to give the president what he wanted today, which, by the way, I am not for, you know, it sounds like the panacea, that would fix all of our problems, our spending issues, our deficit spending, our debt. It only funds government for 8 days. How can we be serious about just staying focused on one thing and not talking about other issues? And spending is definitely the issue. We must do true reform of our entitlements, or they're not going to be here for people who are currently in them or the future.
But nobody's talking about that right now. We can't get past the basics to get to entitlements. Congresswoman Black, thanks for coming on tonight. You must come back sometime soon. Appreciate your time.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me this evening.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you.